The January 6th committee has subpoenaed Donald Trump today, using its final hearing to make this historic move, which paves a path to the first ever clash between Donald Trump and the Congress over whether he will show up, speak under oath, tell the truth. That's our top story. Well, tonight we will also be covering other breaking news coming out of the Supreme Court this afternoon. The Supreme Court rejecting Donald Trump's filing in that Mar-a-Lago stolen documents case. This ruling rebuffs Trump's attempt to try to slow down any review of the classified documents, which the government says he stole. And this came out with no dissents, meaning no justices siding with or on behalf of Donald Trump's position, nor his effort to try to involve the high court in what would normally be a pretty standard review of stolen stuff. Later tonight, we also will report on this newly revealed footage from inside the Congress in safe zones, bunkers, and other rooms where congressional leaders were in hiding as Trump fans launched their attacks during the insurrection. The fear, the energy was palpable. Of course, that was a moment when no one knew what was coming next. Speaker Pelosi was pleading for help, trying to get Donald Trump's federal government to act.
They're breaking windows and going in, obviously ransacking our offices and all the rest of that. That's nothing. The concern we have about personal harm. Safety.
As you can see, there is a lot of news we're tracking. That's why there's more than one breaking story. This final January 6th hearing certainly packed a punch. Evidence and material that made this news. The other news I mentioned from the Supreme Court is, to be clear, unrelated. It's a coincidence that that came down tonight, but we've got you covered on all the stories. The big development here is the path to hitting Donald Trump with this subpoena, the former president, now under new legal pressure. And the chairs of this bipartisan committee spoke in unison on this point, both stressing that this is not a step to be taken lightly, but it was required by accountability.
This is a question about accountability to the American people. He must be accountable.
We have sufficient information to consider criminal referrals for multiple individuals. We must seek the testimony under oath of January 6th central player. The committee direct the chairman to issue a subpoena for relevant documents and testimony under oath from Donald John Trump.
That was the rationale. The vote was historic. And in a democracy that works and functions well, and ours sometimes does, there has to be transparency. People have to go on the record. Public officials who wield power have to both explain what they're doing and then do it in public. That happened today in this committee that has been so attacked and maligned by the people who have been in its crosshairs, and yet has, according to many nonpartisan experts, conducted itself quite professionally. And so through that transparent process, you will hear the vote, which was unanimous.
Aye.
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 Aye. Aye.
This is a legally and congressionally aggressive step. This is not just a normal thing. This is not something that's happened before, even in the case of Donald Trump, who, of course, has tested many, many legalities, many norms, many traditions. But this is the first time the Congress, through its committee, has hit him with this. Now, Trump courts this image of constantly fighting or defying all legal demands. I bet you know about that. But let's be clear tonight, before I turn to our experts who are assembled to walk us through this. With Donald Trump, you can look at the bluster or you can look at the facts. And as you know, he is a liar and does not want you to look at the facts. So while he talks about bluster and defiance, he has lost his previous bids to duck subpoenas. He has ultimately sat for depositions in multiple court situations, and he recently lost his battle with the New York Attorney General, who hit him with a similar lawful subpoena. And while he initially complained and he initially defied and he initially was held in contempt, ultimately she won, he lost, and we saw him go in to testify. And we watched him become the first former president in United States history to ever plead the Fifth Amendment, which is one, embarrassing, although legally allowed, but politicians have to do more than just assert their rights. Sometimes when a politician tells you that because of their criminal exposure they can't say something, voters can factor that into whether they should ever have power again. And two, Legally, it strengthened the New York case against him, which is currently in court. Trump's compliance after bluster was a contrast to aides like Steve Bannon, who now faces jail for defying this same committee's subpoena. And so, while the work of the committee appears to be wrapping up, this is the final scheduled hearing, it is leaving more work to be done by our courts, by our system of law, where no person is above the law, and in a very real sense by the rest of the nation, which has to decide, what do we want to do about all the evidence and facts we've been presented with about what we've learned about how high up in the federal government under Donald Trump the coup plans went. Hey, I'm Ari Melber. Thanks for watching The Beat. I wanted to let you know I'm writing a foreword to the January 6th committee's full report, which is coming out soon from HarperCollins. You can go pre-order the book right now, and it'll come to you first when the report comes out in the fall or whenever the government releases it. Just search Melber Jan 6th on Amazon or your favorite independent book site and click pre-order. You'll be the first to get both the report and my new piece on the coup conspiracy. You can also go to melberbook.com and order it there.